A dusty roadside. A girl in a simple floral dress runs through a cornfield, tears streaking her cheeks. Behind her, villagers laugh cruelly. A man in tattered clothes with oil-stained hands steps into her path. "You're marrying him," her uncle snarls, pushing her forward. The girl gasps when she sees the beggar, but the man meets her eye and smirks slightly. Narrator. But what no one knew was that this man owned the land under their feet and half the state they lived in. Savannah Green had dreams, big ones, a full scholarship to study law, acceptance letters from 2 Ivy League schools, and a heart set on escaping her small Mississippi town. But her life turned upside down the day her only living relative, her uncle, sold her future for a sack of money and local pride. "You embarrassed this family enough," he spat after burning her acceptance letter. "You're marrying that mechanic's son, Jesse. No more fancy schooling. No more running off." Jesse Brown was the town joke. Everyone thought he was slow, poor, and beneath notice. People whispered about how he fixed tractors by day and disappeared into the woods by night. He barely spoke. No phone, no bank account. Wore the same jacket every day. Savannah stood at the courthouse in her secondhand dress, ashamed. Her friends wouldn't even look at her. She didn't cry, not in front of them, but when Jesse took her hand to sign the marriage paper, he leaned in and said softly, "Don't hate me just yet." They moved into a rundown trailer by the edge of a farm. No electricity for days, no fridge. Savannah slept on a creaky cot with rain dripping through the ceiling. Every morning, Jesse left before sunrise. Every night, he returned with dirt under his nails and nothing in his hands. But something didn't add up. He wasn't like the other men in town. He listened to her. He fixed the leaks. He knew how to cook. And one evening, when she mentioned her love for jazz, he took out a dusty record player and said, "I got it for $1 at a yard sale." How did a poor mechanic know Miles Davis? One night, after weeks of silence between them, she snapped, "You're quiet, mysterious. You act like some wandering monk, but you live like a ghost. Who are you really, Jesse?" He just smiled, eyes distant. "Some people need to hide until they're ready to be seen." Savannah scoffed. "Well, hiding sure doesn't pay the bills." Jesse stood and walked outside, leaving behind a folded check on the table. $10,000 made out in her name. Savannah stared at the check until dawn. Where would Jesse even get that kind of money? When she confronted him, he shrugged. "There's a lot you don't know about this town." Later that week, while heading into the nearby city, Savannah passed a tall billboard that read, "Brown Estates Agricultural Technologies, Feeding America from the Heartland." Founded by Jesse B. Brown, CEO. Her heart stopped. Was this her Jesse? At a local library, she searched online. Articles poured out. Photos of a sharply dressed man in front of Wall Street buildings. A reclusive tech genius turned farmer. Jesse B. Brown had reportedly disappeared 5 years ago to live a simpler life. She raced home, heart pounding. He was sitting on their porch, shelling peanuts. "You lied to me," she breathed. "You're him, aren't you?" Jesse looked at her calmly. "Did you like me better when I was poor?" He stood up. "I had everything. Money, jets, stock options. But the people around me, they saw my wallet, not my worth. I came back here to see if anyone could love me without the shine. Then your uncle showed up, selling you off like a cow, and I saw your fire. I knew you were different." Savannah was furious and confused. So this marriage was a game? But it was a test. She walked away that night, needing space. The next morning, the entire town woke up to a line of black SUVs parked near the old mill. Reporters swarmed. A massive media truck parked outside the diner. Everyone watched as Jesse, now clean-shaven in a tailored blazer, stood before cameras announcing, "I'm investing $50 million into this town's education, health, and infrastructure. But only if we stop treating our women like property." The same uncle who sold Savannah off tried to shake his hand. Jesse ignored him. Savannah stayed behind the cameras, arms folded, heart torn. The whole town was flipped upside down. The same girls who once laughed at Savannah now gushed about Jesse. Even her old school principal called her Mrs. Brown with a fake smile. But Jesse wasn't doing interviews. He came home every night, just like before. No limos, no catered meals, just him and the dusty trailer. Savannah sat with him under the stars. Why me? Because when everyone turned their backs on me, you stayed, even when you hated it. But I didn't know you were rich. He smiled. Exactly. The next day, Jesse took her out to the edge of the farm, where the trees met a quiet lake. There, a massive home was under construction. This is our new place, he said softly. You'll have a study, a piano room, whatever you want. She blinked, overwhelmed. Is this my fairy tale ending? This is the beginning of our story. If you'll still have me, not as a billionaire, but as your partner. Tears welled up in her eyes. I never needed your money, Jesse. Just your truth. They kissed under the southern stars, the whole world quiet around them. As the house lit up behind them, Savannah whispered, Now let's build something that can't be sold, bought, or hidden ever again.